Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Paris and Menifee Valley Chambers of Commerce Student of the Month program. If you would please stand for the prayer and the pledge. The prayer will be led by Student Venture Joe Strange, and the pledge by Mayor Scott Mann of the City of Menifee.
Good morning. Let's pray together, guys. Father, we just thank you so much for today. We thank you for the life you've given each one of us. Thank you for the students here and their bright future. Father, we just ask that you would bless them, help them just to seek you, God, and have a relationship with you, and just to shoot for the stars and have a great future and bring it back here to this community. Father, just ask that you would bless every one of us here that's already serving the community through businesses and politics and all that good stuff. And so, Father, we just thank you for the life you've given us, the community you've given us. Just bless us. We ask that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good morning. Please join me in honoring our nation's flag. And if you are a veteran, you may salute when you're not in uniform. That's something that President Bush put in place after 9/11 with an executive order. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated, and while you're doing that, that obviously was an executive order that wasn't very controversial. Okay, well, enough politics.
The mic is not on.
Oh, the mic is not on.
Do you know where it is?
Okay, the mic is now on. All right, so we'll do that all over again. No, I'm kidding. We won't. Again, welcome to the Paris Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program. I'm going to give you, this is the 17th year of the program. It was founded in 1998. The mission and history of the program are as follows. The Student of the Month program is a local high school recognition program supported by the community to acknowledge and honor college, vocational, or trade school bound seniors for their character, their love of learning, commitment to academics, participation in athletics, school activities, community service, or the ability to persevere and overcome difficult life circumstances in a setting that honors God, country, family, community, and free enterprise. Normally, Sally Myers is here. Sally and her husband, they are the founders of this program, and they're also the #1 franchisee for the Sizzler restaurants throughout California. And actually, they're branching out and moving out of California. So many times she's on the road. She loves to be here. She's exuberant and happy and loves this program. But unfortunately, you got stuck with me. So I'll just do my best to fill in for Sally. But again, we really want to thank Sally and the Sizzler and all of the businesses in our community for keeping this program going. First of all, I want to introduce the lunch sponsors. And if you look at your program, the lunch sponsors are right there on the left-hand side of the opening cover, page 2. And I'm going to introduce them, and they're just going to raise their hand. And if you could, we could hold the applause to the end. From the city of Paris, we have Judy Hani. Judy's right over here. Raise your hand, Judy, so people know who you are. Yay, Judy. County Supervisor Marion Ashley was not able to be here. He is a Paris High graduate, and in his place, Dr. Jay Hoffman. Jay, could you raise your hand back there? Dr. Jay Hoffman. From the Paris Union High School District, we have our governing board leaders here. We have Board President Mr. Bill Hulstrom, and we also have Board Vice President Joan Cooley. And so if you two could raise your hand and be recognized, that'd be great. Mr. Hulstrom's not going to do it, but that's okay. He's board president, and he doesn't have to do it. Also here today, we have Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico. They're the linchpins. They're the ones that make this whole program happen, and we appreciate them. We have Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Steve Swartz, over there, and across from him, the USC master's degree graduate, Marcy Savage. And all of you can ask Marcy after breakfast or during breakfast how that UCLA-USC game went. I was there, and she doesn't tell you the right score. I have the real score. Now, we have no one here representing the Riverside County Office of Education. That being said, Dr. Jay Hoffman is on the governing board of Riverside County Board of Trustees. So I don't know if you're going to fill in, but it's nice to see you here again doing double duty. And also just arriving is Councilman Julio Rodriguez from the city of Paris. From Star Milling, we have Bill Kramer here. Bill, could you raise your hand? And from Estera Credit Union, we have Maria Caparas. Where's Maria? Right back there. So let's have a nice round of applause for our meal sponsors. Well, students, just so you know, Student of the Month is a huge deal. I mean, you should be extremely proud of your achievement. So should your family, and your community shares in that. But you can also become Student of the Year. There will be an application process coming out in about March, if I don't drop the pan. Come out in March, and when that comes out, you need to fill it out, because right now we're up to $1,700 that'll be given to each Student of the Year. We'll have one from each comprehensive high school and one between Paris Lake and CMI as well. So it's pretty good honor. And today we're proud to announce that some of the people who are represent and support Student of the Year are here from the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce. We have Dorothy Wollens. Dorothy, could you raise your hand? And from Star Milling, we have Bill Kramer, again, right over here. So let's have a nice round of applause for them. Speaking of the Chamber of Commerce, because I seem to have lost my script and not quite followed it the way I'm supposed to, I'm going to now introduce Dorothy Wollens from the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce. And are you representing the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce? Mr. Grant Bennett, could you two come up and say a few words out of order? See, if I hadn't told everybody it was out of order, nobody would have known. Actually, most of the people would have known.
Well, on behalf of the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, the board of directors, the members, and our staff, we'd like to congratulate all the students for their hard work and dedication. And we'd also like to congratulate the parents, the family, and your extended families for supporting you for all these years. We hope that you come back and serve in either Menifee or Paris, open a business, and we just wish you much success. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce, we want to again congratulate the students, parents, teachers, and administrators that are here representing them. It's a great honor. Only one person at each of the schools per month. And the Chambers of Commerce have a certificate that we'll be presenting to you in recognition of this honor, so you'll collect that later on today. I know it's a kind of a tense time for you students, so you're waiting to hear your early acceptance to all the colleges that the one college that you could apply to early, and that should be happening, December 15th, I think, so you're pins and needles just before Christmas, but we want to wish you the best of luck on that, and do come back to our valleys and be a productive part of our communities. Thank you.
Almost. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Grant. We appreciate that. And now as we move forward in the program, we also want you to know that you are getting gifts. Back here is a bag, and inside the bag is many different items donated by local businesses, and we want to recognize the ones that are here today. From CR&R, we have Nicole Moore. Is Nicole Moore here? Right back there. Thank you, Nicole, for coming. You can applaud for Nicole. And there are many other sponsors, and they're in your program. And again, I hope that you understand, families that and the employees that are here representing the school district, that these businesses, during good times and bad, have supported this program and supported our students. So hopefully you'll use this as a guide when you need to go shopping, especially we're right now near Christmas. Hopefully you'll go out and support these businesses who support our community. So again, thank you to the business community in both Paris and Menifee. Now comes the time of the program where we're going to have dignitaries come up. And now I have to warn you in advance, some of these people are politicians. And while I tell them they have about 30 seconds, it's not like we have a clock. Like we do at school board meetings where you have 3 minutes to speak, and at 3 minutes the whistles go off, the bells, the lights. No, these people will talk longer than 30 seconds. Now some, you will see, are actually representatives of politicians, and they typically stay within the 30-second limit. So if they could line up this way, Judy, are you going to speak on behalf of the city? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Rodriguez is here. That's right. Councilman Rodriguez, you'll be number one in the number one slot, so if you can start lining up. And from the city of Menifee, we have Mayor Scott Mann. From Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, we have Danny Horn. From County Superintendent Marion Ashley's office, we have Dr. Jay Hoffman. From Senator Mike Morell's office, we have Tom Wilson. From Senator Richard Ross' office, we have Altie Holcomb. U.S. Congressman Mark Takano, we have Marisol Magana. This is her last day working for the congressman. She's now going to be working for the city of Paris, and she's a Paris High graduate, so I want to throw all that in for Marisela. And then I'll be speaking on behalf of the school district. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, out of the group, we only have 2 politicians. Students, you're so smart, I'll bet you're able to figure out which ones are the politicians and which ones are the representatives. But at the end of the program, if you haven't figured it out, I'll tell you then. Julio Rodriguez from the city of Paris.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here on behalf of the mayor and the city council and council members of the city of Paris. The mayor and outgoing council member Mark Yarbrough couldn't be here because they're at the March Joint Powers Authority meeting this morning. And so I want to congratulate each and every one of you. It's a big deal. I was a student of the month. One of the incoming council members was a student of the month, and we were both actually students of the year when we graduated high school. So 2 Paris High graduates are now going to be on the city council, and they were students of the year. So it's a really big achievement, and I think for every single one of you, it's not only a big achievement, but I think it's hopefully a request that you come back to the city and that you do big things. And if you're not doing big things in this city, that you do big things outside of the city, because those of us that are from Riverside County, from Paris, we know that there's work to be done. And those of us that are achieving high, take it as a commitment. And so I hope that you take that to heart and remember to give back to the community, because this is a community that made you who you are. It's a community that kind of, gave you that drive, and especially remember to thank your parents. Sometimes we forget to thank our parents, and hopefully you do it every day, and don't ever forget to do that. And I recognize, Alejandro Ramirez, are you Edward Ramirez's brother? Cool, I went to high school with Edward Ramirez. So congratulations to every single one of you from Paloma Valley, Paris High, Paris Lake, and Heritage. Congratulations, it's a big deal, and I'll let Scott take over. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to congratulate each and every one of you and the parents in this room on behalf of the city of Menifee and Councilman John Denver, my colleague on the council of the city of Menifee. Congratulations on your academic achievement. I just want to echo something that the chamber folks said. Whatever you're going to do in life after you graduate from your colleges and whatever else you're going to do, please come back and serve your community. Tonight, I get sworn in for my 2nd term as mayor, and I cannot find a more fitting way to start my day, frankly, to be here with each one of you, to recognize you for your high achievement, because those of you, when I'm long after I'm done and I'm retired, I know that you're coming back, and we have good leaders that are coming up through the ranks. So I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Keep doing it. Come back and be job creators and help build our tax base. Now, I just want to correct Dr. Jonathan Greenberg on 2 points. Number one, in reference to the UCLA and USC game, UCLA won this year, but even a blind dog finds a bone once in a while.
3 years in a row. 3 years in a row.
Oh, I guess the blind dog found a bone 3 years in a row. And I am not, Dr. Greenberg, I am not a politician. I am a statesman. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning. I'm Denny Horn, and I'm here on behalf of State Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez. And this is exciting. Out of all the things that I get to do on her behalf, I enjoy Student of the Month, because it is about you students who have made a choice. You made a choice to make your academics a priority over everything else that you have going on in your life. You've made the decision to go forth and do great things. And we're excited to recognize you today, and the Assemblywoman wants you to know that she commends you for that decision. And like those before me, she hopes that you will go forward and take that education, go forward and get more education, come back, help Paris and Menifee grow and foster in this area, that it might continue to be a bright spot in Riverside County. She understands that you've overcome challenges and adversity, but yet you have persevered. And for that, she offers her extreme congratulations, and she wishes you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as you go forth into 2015. She'll be giving you a certificate that you can use when you fill out those college applications. Again, congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Tom Wilson. I'm here representing State Senator Mike Morrell, and wish to offer our congratulations from our office and from the state legislature on your achievements so far. It's great to see young faces here this morning with their support groups, their parents, and the folks that have brought them along and helped them in their endeavors so far. It's really an exciting time to be recognized for your achievements, and best of luck to the colleges you go to, unless it's UCLA. Didn't they play Stanford? How'd they do against them?
Not very well.
Okay.
But we beat USC.
Anyway, congratulations, and be happy to present each of you with a Senate certificate.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of State Senator Richard Roth, I'd like to congratulate each of today's honorees. I want to thank you for your hard work, thank you for making good grades, and most of all, thank you for setting a great example for the rest of the student body. Senator Roth wishes you the best of success in the future. Thank you.
Good morning. It is with great pleasure that I present to the 4 outstanding Student of the Month congressional certificates from Congressman Mark Takano, and I just like to encourage you to keep on working tirelessly and dream big. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jay Hoffman, retired school district superintendent who hasn't really learned how to retire. So as a result, I have the pleasure of working with Supervisor Marion Ashley. He's a really outstanding gentleman. You know, he is 78 years old, and in his life he has lived here for every one of those 78 years. He is a remarkable man to work with. He is delighted to know that students today are receiving recognition for their hard work and good character. It's my pleasure to give you this news as a member of not just Supervisor Ashley's staff, but as an elected member of the Riverside County Board of Education. And I will tell you that what you are doing now will have lifelong benefits, and you have my great congratulations. Thank you.
Well, I just want you to know our students are so smart. During the speeches on my cell phone, by the way, one of them said, Mr. Mayor, they said statesman equals politician. So we have a mathematician here who understands there's really no difference. They also did vote, and the tabulations are in. Mr. Mann, you were the top, meaning you were the one they must have thought most would be a politician. Mr. Rodriguez, you came in second, and Dr. Hoffman, you came in third. So the representatives, they clearly knew that you were not politicians. So thank you, students, for participating in that online poll with me. I want you to know on behalf of the school district, you are getting these things. Now, students do not know what these are. These are what we used to call in the old days thank you notes. Not text messages, not going on Facebook or Twitter. These are actually, you actually take a pen and you actually write down thank you to all the wonderful businesses, and of course the list is right here, all the businesses that have supported this event. So the good news is your homework assignment is you have to write a thank you note to each and every one, but the good news is you can hand it to your principal, they'll send it to us and we'll pay for the postage. But seriously, not being sarcastic, seriously, you didn't get here by yourself, and certainly this event is an amazing experience, and thanking those people for this event, but also thanking your teachers, your parents, your relatives, your friends who have helped support you in all of your endeavors in high school. I think that's an important thing. So we'll be giving these thank you notes to each and every student, and parents will know that you'll make sure they're not watching television or working on Facebook when they're done with their homework. They're actually doing these thank you notes before the holidays. So again, thank you to the businesses, and students, congratulations. Okay, so now it's the best part of the program. No offense to the politicians. but we get to hear from the students. But before we do that, I want to reference again this bag over here, Pepsi Cola bag. Each student will get one, and in it we have a number of items from Altura Credit Union. We have cold cups from the city of Menifee, water bottles, a key ring, a pin, a lanyard, a pedometer, a bag, and a picture of Scott Mann. What? No, I'm kidding. That's not in there. From the city of Paris, we have an insulated cooler cup, notepad, and a calculator. Creative Printing printed the thank you notes. International Autocrafters, Harry Ryan and his folks, they actually gave us the gift bags. Loma Linda University Medical Center in Murrieta, they're giving you an olive oil tour. Now that sounds interesting. They make a lot of olives out in the Temecula area, more olives than wine, I think. New Life Fellowship, Pastor Ted Norton has a Bible and devotions book right here. And we thank you, Pastor. Raise your hand back there. We appreciate that and your support for this program. New York Upper Crust Pizza and Whimsical Yogurt in Menifee. There's a gift certificate. Reflections Christian Fellowship, Pastor Don has a devotions book as well, so you're going to be able to devote a lot. Vistera Credit Union gives you a Subway gift card and card holder for Paris Lake High School. Ooh, lucky student from Paris Lake High School. She gets a grad night ticket. There are prom tickets for the other comprehensive high schools. And from the school district, we're giving you movie tickets, postage, thank you notes, and the DVD that's being made today. Each family will get a complete DVD of the event today, and we'll talk later about that. But we have a great thanks to the video production team at Paloma Valley High School for putting that together. So that's what's in the gift bag. So let's have a nice round of applause for all those gifts, and there's a lot more. There's so much more that we would be here for a long time if I read them all. So now the most important part. We get to hear from the students, from the teachers, from the principal, from the families, and get to find out who these students are. Every month we do this, we say nobody can top the previous month, but there's always 2 or 3, and sometimes all the students who tell a unique story, a story of perseverance, a story of success, a story of supporting their family, just incredible stories. And I know that when I leave here, and I know I speak for a lot of people, we walk out of here about 2 feet higher because we feel that what we're doing as teachers, as support staff, as administration, as school board members, is truly making a difference. So this really makes our day. So what's going to happen is we are going to start with Paloma Valley High School, and Mr. Williamson will be the role model for the rest of the principals, and we're hoping that Paris Lake High School Principal Dean Hauser is watching carefully. He's kind of a rookie, and we'll be making sure that he does a good job. But when I say Paloma Valley High School, Mr. Williamson will stand up and he will bring out his team, including his student, his teacher that happens to be here today, and also the student's family. And they will come here. And to my right will be the principal and the teacher. To my left will be the student and the student's family. And you need to crowd in because we want you all to appear on the DVD. If you don't crowd in, we don't have the mayor here today, so the mayor of Paris, I should say. So maybe Mayor Mann, you could be the director to make sure they crouch in, so they should look straight back. And if you see the mayor doing this, that means you all got to push together like you like each other, okay? All right, so before we do that, I first want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see these wonderful students and their families. So we're going to start in reverse order, and you're not coming up to the podium yet. Follow Simon's rules here. You're not coming up to the podium yet. I just want to recognize the students for the whole group. So if I could have from Heritage High School, Principal Julie Zerold, and Student of the Month, Martin, how do you pronounce that? Cuenca? How do you? I got it right. Okay. And Martin and his family, please stand up and be recognized. Student of the Month, Heritage High School. And they were the first to arrive today, so A+ for that family. Paris Lake High School, Sabrina Adami, and Principal Dean Hauser and her family. Please stand up. Paris High School Principal Nick Hilton and Student of the Month Alejandro Ramirez Flores and his family. Please stand up. And finally, from Paloma Valley High School Principal Don Williamson and Student of the Month Claire Garland and Claire's family. So now that you're standing up, Paloma, come on up. You're first. Ladies and gentlemen, Paloma Valley High School and Student of the Month Claire Garland. Make sure they stand just right. You're right there. Great job. Now you gotta go right in. Awesome. Act like you like it. Okay.
Well, good morning, and once again, thank you for coming to the Student of the Month. This is such a great event. And again, we've got some great representatives for our students this month from every school. It's my honor to be having Claire Garland as our Student of the Month. And you know, when you asked for recommendations from the teachers about Students of the Month, and I got some recommendations on Claire, so I had some other students recommended also. So I went out and I was talking to teachers and to find out a little bit about each student to decide who should I pick. And the one thing that stood out about Claire, and it seems to be one of those common traits in all our Students of the Month, is she's extremely humble. You know, she doesn't try to do things to just be the star, but she's a natural leader. You know, she's gotten the leadership award in basketball. She has. Let me get my note here. She's also been a student athlete in basketball. She's been an athlete of the week at Paloma. And the other thing that struck me, and again, this is another common theme with our students, when I was talking with the teachers, I got the same word back, that she has a great family that supports her. And they're so happy that there's that cohesion there, and that she's got people that she can depend on. And so I'd like to thank the family for doing everything that they can as well. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Claire Garland, our Student of the Month.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Oh, that's right, you're here.
Okay, so that means you
When Sally is here, we do the student. When Dr. Greenberg is here, we do the teacher. So I'm going to ask Mr. Donaldson, who's the teacher who recommended her, to say a few words about her. Mr. Donaldson.
All right, thank you. I'm here because I did nominate Claire Garland as Student of the Month. I could not think of a more dedicated, caring, and hardworking student that I've known. I've known her for 4 years. She's currently a peer tutor in one of my hardest classes I have to teach, and she is still as caring and dedicated to make sure those kids know their standards. She is the definition of a scholar athlete, academics first, athletics second. And I know she is a most important player on the varsity girls basketball team. Our district is an AVID district, and she's received the AVID Reward for her hard work and success in academics. And so, Claire and family, congratulations.
Hi, my name is Claire Garland. I am incredibly thankful for this award. I actually didn't know I was going, it was really a surprise. The day he told me, I was late for school, my hair was just in a ponytail, and I was wearing a Paloma Valley sweatshirt, and he told me, and I was just, life is just so crazy, because I thought I was gonna have a bad day, and he told me this, and it just really made my day, and I had practice later on, and I saw my dad also works in the practice, and I don't know, I was just like so happy. I was jumping around and I was like, Dad, did you hear? And he's like, yeah, I heard, and I was just so excited. And I came to Menifee. I came to Menifee in the middle of 7th grade, and I think this place changed my life. I mean, I didn't like this place at first because I came into a new family. It's my stepmom, Larisha. And I didn't think I was gonna like it here. I thought it was too small, and I was so wrong. I think this place changed who I became. I'd never thought I was gonna play basketball, and I ended up playing basketball all 4 years. And I just wanna say thank you for noticing the little things that I've done for this community. And I wanted to say thank you to my parents so much for just shaping me into this person that I've become. And I really didn't realize the things that I could do here. And I just want to say thank you.
Where do you plan to go?
Oh, I don't plan on going to a 4-year right away. I'm going to community college because college is so expensive. I mean, so much. And I was actually discouraged because I thought maybe I shouldn't be student of the month because I'm not going to these big fancy colleges. And yesterday I told my parents and they said, it's not about where you start, but it's about where you finish. So.
Who's going to speak? Who's going to start?
This is my dad, Walter Garland.
You guys gotta excuse me, she's got me tearing up here. Okay. It's been a joy to watch her grow. She's my baby. Okay, I have 2 daughters and 1 son, but she's my baby. And to see her today, I just got tears. I'm sorry, but I'm so proud of Claire. Can I take this off?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm one of those that like to hold the mic. But I'm so proud of Claire, and just to watch her grow. And you know, I've been there from day one. Okay, and the moment she came home, she slept on my side of the bed. I'm sorry, brother, but I had to take her from you. But you know, that was my baby, and she's been like that with me ever since. And to see her the way she is today, when we first came to Menifee, she hated it. She cried every day, didn't want to be here. She wanted to go back to Long Beach. But now, it's been a big change. I mean, she's been a 4.0 student pretty much ever since we've been here. You know, very, very bright student. Better student than I ever was. Okay. So I'm so proud of you, Claire. I appreciate everything you've done for us and the family. We love you so much, and thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Again, I think it's obvious to see what an impact Student of the Month has on individual students and their families. So, again, a thank you to all those that support this program. At this time, I would like to introduce the principal from Paris High School, Mr. Nick Hilton, and his entourage.
Good. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Alejandro Ramirez Flores, the Student of the Month for Paris High School. I think my portion of this presentation can be condensed into just a short couple comments because what Alejandro does at Paris High School is just amazing. I don't know that he ever goes home. He is our ASB president. And for those of you that have been involved in student government, you know the amount of time and energy that goes into facilitating all of the events, the proms, the winter formals, the school spirit, the school culture that comes out of the ASB group. And he is the head. And they do an amazing job. And they spend a lot of time in just investing themselves into Paris High. And in doing all of that and spending all of that time, he still manages to have straight A's, taking AP courses. It just amazes me that we have students that can be so well-rounded, be so involved in school, and yet the academics don't slip, and everything, all the plates stay spinning. And so with that, I would like to introduce the teacher that nominated Alejandro, Joe Rodriguez.
Good morning. I am Joe Rodriguez, Alejandro's ASB teacher. I'd like to speak on not his academics, but his character. For starters, he has a nickname called Spikes. To show he has a sense of humor, I understand it's held up that way by a product called Gorilla Snot. This is my Student of the Month. But really, I'd like to speak on his character. I could show you his transcripts. I could show you his straight A's. I could show you that I don't think he's ever been tardy, nonetheless truant. That could be printed on paper, and I could show you that, and you would all agree that he would deserve this honor. But what I would like to do is share two talks that I had with him that stick in my mind. So when I think of Alex, I think of someone who is incredibly unselfish. The first conversation I had with Alex, by the way, I first met him when I took over the position. He was a freshman, and it was halfway through the year, and getting to know my students. And it was quickly I realized what a great academic student he was, and still is. I think it was probably sophomore year when he was ranked, number 1, number 2, number 3, depending on which chart you're looking at. I asked him if he has desires to be valedictorian, the highest of all academic titles. And he said, no. He said, I could try to be valedictorian, but that would mean I would have to sacrifice being part of ASB. I choose to be an ASB and in an elective versus taking additional AP courses to bring up my GPA. I said, well, why is that? And he went on to say that he believes that being part of that organization, serving others, and looking at the bigger picture, the entire school as a whole, and the effect he could have on that school far outweighs the title that he could have as valedictorian at the end of the year. And I thought, wow, pretty amazing. The second story I'd like to share with you that I had with Alex that makes me think of his unselfishness was the person that currently is in track for being valedictorian is his friend. When he was a junior, he was part of the junior honor guard for graduation. And I asked him again, would you like to be valedictorian? And he said, well, of course I'd like to be valedictorian, but I'd still rather be part of ASB. And I said, kind of like, jokingly, well, your buddy, he may not do well in a class. Something may happen. And his response was, he hopes that doesn't happen. It is his friend. He wishes nothing but the best for that friend and wishes that friend succeeds. He wishes that friend stays and becomes valedictorian, and he is fine with being the ASB president and working towards the bigger picture of the school. And those two conversations always stick out of my head. I do not take writing, nominating a student lightly. I've only done it twice, and it's because of his incredible character that I thought he deserved to be Student of the Month. And so, congratulations, Alex, for being Student of the Month.
Thank you. Originally I had something planned to say, but now I'm like kind of tearing up, so I guess I'm gonna have to diverge from that a bit. First, I'd like to introduce my mother. I'm Rosa.
Hi.
The heart of my academic endeavors, everything I do, just to reflect on my mother. She's the one that gives me the support, everything. She's number one to tell me to go for it and there to support me. My brother, Arnold Ramirez, the head of the pack of all 7 of my siblings. I'm the youngest and he's the oldest, and yet we have such a strong connection that it's so close yet so far. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the sponsors and honorary dignitaries for the achievement and recognition for this. Without you guys, we would be nowhere. Thank you so much. I'll take for a moment, I'll take the mic. Thank you. To remind everybody that we're on a big rock hurtling through the universe, and there's a star out there, HD 140283, that is said to be older than the universe. So our concepts of what we deem true maybe swayed a little. And how does that tie in to me? I am very curious. I love abstract thinking, and that is what keeps me going. Abstract thinking, I can debate a topic either way. I always play devil's advocate with myself. Best place to think, in the shower, when I'm thinking of one concept, and I'm going over it so many times that I get out and I'm just like, what's my position on it? I have so many positions. But I think when it gets really hard to handle all these, like doing all these clubs and activities and homework on top of everything, I believe this year has been the hardest year, even though I decided to take an easier load. I think it's just, I put more time into what I do. I take pride in what I do, so I put more time into it. These homework assignments, they're not homework assignments, not busy work. It's something I enjoy doing. I see the beauty in it, and I try to represent that in what I write, what I calculate. And no matter how hard it gets, it's all about perspective. It's always about perspective. No matter how hard things get, the hardest thing in life is being born. The probability of one's birth is 1 in 10 to the 2,600,000 power. That's 1 followed by 2,600,000 zeros, which is baffling. It is a number even astronomers would seem unreasonable or completely out of range of understanding, yet we are here, and that number means so much to us. So when I'm there sitting at my desk, 2 a.m. in the morning, trying to finish the assignment, trying to finish whatever I am doing, getting home, because I got home from doing an activity so late, it is what I think about. That is what I think about. The hardest thing about life is being born. You could win the lottery many times with those odds, yet our birth is more important, and it will be the hardest thing we have ever done. So when I attempt a challenge that's very difficult, I reflect on that. And that is what keeps me going, because nothing that I do will ever be as hard as that. And yet, it is always overlooked. It is underseen. Nobody acknowledges that. And it's the simplicity of it that makes it so baffling. There's complexity and simplicity. There's infinite complexity and infinite simplicity. And I believe that is why we live. We overlook things that are there. We discern things. We keep being curious to discover what is there, but never forget what has always been there. And I believe that is one of the life lessons that I will take to college, because no matter how hard things get, our life is our prized possession, and we should always be looking forward, always be moving forward. No matter where we came, it is where we end. Tying that in. I have lived in Paris all my life, and I do plan to come back to Paris to work here in the community. I love Paris, and thank you so much for this honor.
Where are you going to school? What are you majoring in?
So some of the top runners right now for a spot, I'm applying to a couple Ivy Leagues, Harvard, Stanford, Pomona. I actually want to stay close to home, so Stanford, Pomona, Harvey Mudd, my dream school, but those are very difficult, and of course UCLA. That is, way to go. My sister's in UCLA, so I travel there all the time. I know the campus left and right. I cheer UCLA all the time, even though the bar has been set and I have to outdo UCLA, so hopefully I get above it or there. So, and major, astronomy, astrophysics. Thank you. Thank you so much. My brother, my older man.
Good morning, everyone. I don't have anything set. He said to just wake up early and free breakfast. So I made it here. But I just want to congratulate everyone, all the students, and just don't worry, everything's gonna set in place little by little. I want to thank everyone who made this possible, for all of us to be here. all the students, and of course my brother. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I think on behalf of my family and my mom, I'm doing the talking because, as you guys can see, she tears up very easily. So we just want to say that we're proud of Alex. It's very hard being related to him because he's just always all over the place in his mind. And he's always arguing about everything, what we eat, what we wear, everything. So he's very competitive, but at the same time, that has gotten him this far. And I know he's gonna do very good in the future. No matter where he goes, how far or close he stays to home, he's a great person, and he's a community leader. He's always very helpful around the house when he's there. And when he's not there, well, I'm stuck cutting the grass. But yeah, we're all very proud of him. He's always very busy with school. We're always looking out for him, whether it's midnight that we have to go pick him up for an ASB field trip or early in the morning. We're always there. We all try to do our part by being there, no matter what time or anything, or if we have to change our schedule. It's a little sad that he's almost gonna graduate. Lately, I've been trying to hang out with him more and more because after that, he'll be away and maybe just the holidays we'll be able to see him. The girlfriend's a little mad because I don't hang out with her on the weekend as much anymore, but I tell her, hey, you know, he's leaving soon and gotta do it. But there's a whole lot of good things I could say about him, but he's a great person. I'm very blessed to be his older brother, and he's a great guy with a bright future ahead of him, and may God bless him and each and every one of you. Thank you.
And now from Paris Lake High School, Principal Dean Hauser.
Getting close. Sweet Adame, I'm saying that right? Adame. I always say it wrong. Sabrina Adame is our student of the month from Paris Lake High School. Certain words that are applied to her are positive, involved, and certainly has a smile that will light up any room and any space between them. I watch her walk to class every day as I'm out in my office, make sure people get to class on time, and she'll walk by, same smile every day. Doesn't matter what class she's going to, what period, first period or sixth, same smile every day walking past that office, anywhere. So always encouraging to me. But in the word that all of her teachers used in their write-up for Sabrina is the word transformed. This is a young lady that realized she was running into the same wall over and over again and simply decided to turn. The result is a student before us that struggled to pass a single class last spring to get a report card of all A's and a single B+ in our first trimester at Paris Lake High School. She is transformed indeed, and a wonderful young lady with a very bright future. The teacher who recommended her and is going to speak about her is Alan Benson.
I once learned that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and being upset at the results. Sabrina's definitely found out that that is the case because she came into school this year with a completely different attitude. I was lucky in that she wasn't in any of my classes prior to this particular school year, but it was the very first day of class, and I talk with my students, let them know this isn't the only opportunity that you're going to have, but you've got to seize the moment. You've got to take what we're offering you, and you've got to to work with it. I tell them, look, it's not my job to babysit. It's not my job to hold your hand or to spoon feed you the information. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to earn the grades that you get here at school and in my class. And Sabrina gets up and says to one of her friends in class something to the effect of, oh, he's good. And I think that it made that connection. I think all educators will tell you that the trick, the absolute joy of teaching is making that connection. And sometimes you can go through an entire semester and never make a connection at all with a student. But I was very fortunate to make that connection on the very first day. And from that moment on, that enthusiasm that Mr. Hauser was talking about was very prevalent. And it was also very infectious. She comes into class, she's got that smile, she asks questions, and she really makes the most of the opportunities that she was given. And I'm very, very fortunate to have been able to experience the transformed Sabrina. And it makes me very proud that I was her teacher. So without further ado, Sabrina Adame.
Okay, so I wrote my speech because I don't have the greatest memory. But first off, I would like to thank everyone, including the sponsors who put on this wonderful event, for giving me the honor of being Student of the Month and allowing me to show my appreciation to the staff and all those who have helped me along the way. The amount of support and motivation I have received from the staff here at Paris Lake is invaluable. I will never forget the people that have given me guidance and advice I can take into the future. The most important lesson that I've learned during my time here at Paris Lake High School is that spending too much time beating yourself up over mistakes only wastes time. In my last months of being a junior, I fell into depression and had no interest of attending school, and so I dropped out. After spending a few weeks in San Francisco with immediate family, I came to realize that it is never too late to turn the tide through persistence and hard work. I used to be hard on myself and pretty much accepted bad grades. However, through inspiration from my family and friends, I managed to change my perception on school. In a sense, I woke up and I began my path to become Student of the Month today. As a child, I always had a passion for learning about something new and mysterious, but I've also had a passion for the sea. That is why I plan to major in marine biology. However, I am still narrowing down my choices in which college I would like to attend. That is an ambiguous part of my future, but one I am very eager to experience. I am positive with the consistent support of my family that I can tackle any obstacle that may present itself to me in life. Furthermore, I would like to thank all my teachers and the staff here at Paris Lake High School for every priceless piece of knowledge they have given me. There are no words that can comprehend how grateful I am to have been able to learn from these amazing people. Thank you. This is my dad, Jonas. This is my aunt, Susie. And this is my friend, Esther. Dad.
Good morning, everyone. I have a criteria also like my daughter. I would just like to say I am pleased to be here, and I want to thank everybody for being here. Sabrina's accomplished so much in such a short period of time. Her change has been unbelievable. I work so much and I hardly see him, and when I see her, she always has good things to say within my weekend that I'm there with her and my family. She's been through thick and thin, and I'm glad she's chosen the right path of her to further educate. I'm such a proud father. My wife couldn't be here, and she feels the same. And if the tables are turned, I'm here when usually she's here. Our future and her future isn't mapped out for us. We have to make our own future. And she's made the right decisions to further educate herself. And time is flying by, and I just tell her, do your best. Do your best right now. And I would like to end my speech by thanking all the students and faculty and for your continuing support. Thank you.
Good.
I'll just
say a quick thing. Hello, my name is Susan Hernandez, aka Tia Susie. I'm the one that everybody comes to when they need support in academics, whether it be helping with a project or computer work or whatnot. I myself was a teen mom and raised my children, a single parent, but then I became introduced to early education. To this day, I've got 24 years experience in early childhood education. I work for Head Start. I'm a home educator, and I think that it starts as early as possible from being born. And so I have instilled that in all my children and all the extended family members, nieces and nephews, so they know, and I encourage them, go forward. What college are you going to? Focus on something. Find out what you like to do and take it forward and go on. And it's been a struggle at first. I used to carry her a lot and do things for her, and then I had to just finally let her down and let her go on her own, and here she is today. And I'd like to thank everyone who has been part of this journey, and especially all the sponsors who see that in the community and hope that they will bring it back. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I want to introduce from Heritage High School, Principal Julie Zerold.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be able to recognize Martin this morning for Student of the Month. It's just a pleasure to have a student like Martin as our Student of the Month. He is one of those extremely focused students, extremely humble. When we were doing the nominations for Student of the Month, he had 3 or more teachers make the nomination for Martin, and most of them said the same thing, that he's extremely hardworking and extremely focused, and just has great character, not only in the classroom, but actually out on the athletic fields. So it's my pleasure to be able to recognize Martin. I'm going to let Ms. Prendergast talk a little bit about Martin as well. So I was one of many that nominated Martin, and I had to battle out some teachers so I could come today to talk about him, because I just absolutely adore Martin. He is a phenomenal young man. I met him in 10th grade on a day when he was going through some very, very hard things. It was a really rough time for him, and I remember with his parents and just seeing him from that day until today, how much growth he's had, how much he has overcome and changed, and just, I always joke with Martin because he wants to go into political science and he's applying to all these colleges, 1 million colleges. I just keep getting in my email box, you need to write a letter of recommendation for every different college, and I have nothing but great things to say about him. I keep telling him, you need to be the next president. Like, knock it off, you just need to be the next president. And he goes, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be the president, but I'm going to be something great. And I'm like, I know you are. He just is one of those kids that he has such a heart for people. He wants to go into, like, either be a lawyer or politics, something like that. But when he tells me the visions that he has to help people and certain corporations that are doing things, and he says, that's just not right. I need to get in there and make a difference and change these laws, change these things so that people can live better. And I love his heart for people that he has, and just the integrity that he has. He's an athlete on our campus, and to watch him out on the tennis courts or when he was playing soccer, and the passion that he has for it, and his caring attitude with other players and the coaches and the staff. I mean, everybody on campus has nothing but nice things to say about him. So the other day, I had a long line out my door of kids. It was the last day to sign up for the SATs, and I'm trying to call my kids in to make sure that they've done it, and I'm stressed, and here's Martin, who just came by to say hi. And so I'm like, Martin, sit down, this kid needs to apply for the SAT. Can you get him to do that? And he's like, okay, pull out your laptop. And he just like starts helping these kids, and that's Martin. I can tell him anything, and he can do it. He's so wise beyond his years and just mature. And one other thing I want to say is Martin loves his family. And so it's not very often when you're dealing with teenagers all day long that they speak so highly and nicely of their parents all the time. And so I think in this room, it's a testament of the parents in here, because every kid stands up and says such a nice thing about their parents. But when I hear Martin talk about his family, and he just lights up with each one of you, and the stories of his nephew and his sister and his brother, and just how much his family means to him and the love that he has for them, I think it's a great testimony for his parents on what a great job you guys have done. So if my sons turn out like Martin, I will be a happy mom, because he's a great guy. So.
Right, well, I'm Martin Cuenca, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. I want to start this off by saying glory to God, thanking God for everything we have. Wasn't always a great student. Around my 10th grade year, I didn't care about school. It wasn't a priority to me. I would just go home every day, play Xbox till nighttime, and my parents would ask me, so they would tell me, do your work, and I'd be like, yeah, I did it. I don't have anything to do. I'm fine. So this is a time when my life changed, because they were planning, because I'm Colombian, both my parents, they were planning a trip to Colombia, and they said, oh, you have to go to school. And I said, well, I'm doing fine in school, so let me just go with you guys. And they were just like, are your grades good? Are you sure you're there? And I'm just like, knowing that they're not there, I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. It's not that important. So I left. And when I came back, I hadn't done any work for my independent study, because I kept telling them, hey, I did it, I'll be fine. And I realized that irresponsibility, that doesn't work, because you need to be responsible with everything you do in life. I came back and I was at the lowest point in my life. All my grades were low. I was struggling to even pass my classes, and that wasn't working because, I took the wrong path, and I got really anxious, and I would have panic attacks because my grades were low. I would just cry. I wouldn't want to go to school. I would think like, oh, what if I just drop out or I just do something else? But no, that's not the option. I was pretty bad. But through all the suffering I went through, I would see my mom, and my mom would suffer and she would cry with me. So I think that's what kind of changed everything into making me want to change as a person, because I couldn't see her like that. My mom does everything for me. She's my inspiration, and seeing her suffering in the way that I suffered was not good. So that's when I just made a change. It was a big change in who I am. I was failing all those classes. I would go to the teachers, talk to Miss Pendergast, what can I do to pass this class? What can I do to this? And by the time the school year ended, I was still pretty shaky. I was bad, but I got it all up, and it was all fine. And then last year, junior year, it was like my peak of academics. It was such a wonderful feeling getting this 4.5 GPA that I got. It was just a blessing from God that I was able to go forward and change my attitude. And now this year, it's kind of wonderful because I see it all coming together. I'm starting to get these awards, college acceptances. I see okay, I'm qualifying for this. I could do this. I'm part of the tennis team, which is our winning program. It's wonderful. So it's a good feeling to see everything start to come together slowly, because when she told me that I was receiving the Student of the Month award, I walked into her office with a huge smile on my face, and she came out with the parent and she was like, good news, and I was just like, no, I have good news for you. And she was just kind of like, what do you mean? And I got accepted into Azusa Pacific University, which was the first college, hopefully of many that I get accepted to. And she was commenting that I want to major in political science, hopefully at UC Irvine. I really like the school. I want to hopefully one day come back to this community, which has given me so much. Seeing all the wonderful people here inspires me to want to do greater things in life. I think that student apathy and children, mainly in more low-income areas, don't have the resources that they feel that they need to succeed in life. So that's what I want to do. I want to come back and educate people more that they can do something in life and that nothing can hold you back, because as long as you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Thank you. Oh, also, I'd like to thank the sponsors for making this all possible. And on behalf of the students, I would like to thank our beautiful families, because they're our inspirations and they're why we are here today. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Martin, and on behalf of my family, I want to thank all the sponsors and the school district, and especially to Mrs. Pendergrass, because as my son mentioned, he hit a rough path 2 years ago, and it was a hard time for our family seeing him down. You don't want to see your children in that position. So he stand up. It was at a point where he didn't want to go to school again. He feared to go in the mornings, and it was very hard to break into his world at that moment, his feelings, and find out how could we help him. And one of those persons that helped us at that moment was Mrs. Prendergast. And he started working on it, and as you can see him, he did very well. He joined the soccer team and also the tennis team. He did very well. He's doing a great job. Also, his grades are really good, and we're very proud of that. He has a very strong character, and as many of the students here, you can see that their nature is very competitive. They don't take the things that they do, they don't take lightly no's. They always want to better themselves, and he's an example of that. That's what he does. He likes soccer a lot, and he has a clear idea of what he's gonna do. Hopefully, we can help him achieve his goals and see him return to help his community and his friends and family. Thank you.
With that being said, I'd like to add that Martin is now in the top 25 of the senior class with over a 4.0 GPA. So pretty awesome story. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Greenberg back up to the podium to wrap us up.
Each time we do this, the students are different. And today's students were remarkably different than ones we've seen in the past. But, you know, individually, I mean, they're an amazing group. I mean, Claire, you inspired us. Where's Claire? There she is. There. You inspired us by, you made a big change in your life. You moved from a community, you've been there for a long time, and you came to somewhere strange, somewhere very different, but you gave it a chance. And that was the key to your success, that you said, you know what, I'm gonna give it my best. And giving your best, doing your best, has led you to where you are today. Now, obviously the support of your family, a great teacher to support you, other great teachers, but you really, really gave it a chance. And in life, you're gonna get jobs, you're gonna get bosses, you're gonna go to schools, you're gonna be in classes, and they're gonna be strange and uncomfortable, and you're gonna remember, I handled it before, I can handle it now. Great, I'm very proud of you. Alejandro, I mean, I thought I was in a philosophy class here. I mean, you know, I guess I shouldn't be here. There's some people in the district who would like me not to be here. But clearly, you are an incredibly intelligent and deep individual. And I mean, we saw last Student of the Month, a student, I think from Paris High School, also talking about one of the colleges, the Pomona colleges or Pitzer, or the people don't understand. Those colleges are kind of in the Harvard League, in the Stanford League. And so where you're gonna go in life and what you're gonna do, I mean, you're an amazing person who's gonna do incredible things. And I'm gonna get to say, yeah, I saw him as Student of the Month at Paris High School. So congratulations, wherever you go, It's going to be a place far, far away, but we're all going to benefit by your journey. And like I said, I felt like I was in a philosophy or astronomy class at UCLA listening to you. Sabrina, wow, you turned it around. You stopped on a dime. In football, they call those kind of running backs that can stop and then switch and do something like that. Amazing athletes. And you're an amazing person. You've turned it around, and now you're not looking back. You're only looking forward. And what you told us is that it's all up to us. We as individuals can decide whether we want to be successful or not. And you decided that enough is enough. I want to have a good life. I know I need to get a good education, and I'm in charge of that. And so you took the ball and you ran with it. And we're so very proud of your turnaround and your credit to your school and to your family. And I just can't wait to hear what you're doing someday. I know it's going to be great. And Martin, also, Martin is one of those students who turned it around. Caught himself, knew that he couldn't let his mother down, and said, that's it. That's as low as I'm going to go. I'm now going to turn it around. So to be in the top 25 after a first couple of years of not doing too well is amazing. And now you know what it takes. It takes hard work. There's no secret. It's hard work. It's perseverance. It's getting knocked down and dusting yourself off and getting back up and listening and being supported by a wonderful family. So all these students have made my day today. And, for many, many years, for 20 years, Mark Yarborough has served on the City Council for the City of Paris. And he couldn't be here today. And it's his last Student of the Month, and he was brokenhearted. So he asked me to read a statement on his behalf. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read that. Councilman Yarborough said, "Good morning. First, I want to apologize that I could not be here in person to extend my congratulations to you personally. This is a very special event to me, and by the end of the program, you will understand why. With the holidays and year-end, schedules get compressed and overlap at times. I'm attending my final meeting representing the City of Paris at March Air Reserve Base, just north of here. This program is really the result, Student of the Month, of people like Sally Myers, who has made this program a successful reality, and for the most important reason, in my opinion, she and her husband truly care about what they do. After serving as a city council member for 18 years, I'm closing this elected chapter in my life and looking forward to see what God has planned next for me. I could talk all day about the accomplishments during that tenure, but as previously stated, they were really the result of a group of people that cared about this community and were able to literally bring it from the brink of bankruptcy to one of the best run, well-respected cities in the state of California and maybe the United States. To be recognized by the League of California Cities with 3 Helen Putnam Awards in 6 years, and 2 of those awards going to national recognition, is simply unheard of, but proof that the City of Paris is going in the right direction. Students, always take a moment to step back and appreciate what you have, who you are, and what you've accomplished. Today you are truly the best. May God always bless those who give and serve from the heart and make a difference no matter what the outcome may be. Signed, Mark Yarborough, City Council member from Paris from 1996 to 2014. Normally I end this program with an inspiration, but I think Councilman Yarborough has said it for us. The inspiration is that he's so very proud of you, and so are we. And it's December, and as superintendent, I need to remind all of you that the board and I, Mrs. Cooley and I, are going to be handing you diplomas in June. And this is a great time. You're going to get college acceptances, you're going to start planning your future, and you're going to have a good time with your friends and family. But don't have such a good time that you get in the car at the holidays or between now and graduation. We had 4 students who died in the freeway at Paris High School 7.5 years ago. Good young men who were ready to graduate, and at graduation we had their gowns on 4 chairs at graduation because they weren't there. I don't want to ever have to do that again. And we had a similar accident close to Heritage High School, and we lost a former Heritage High School graduate again, because students are out having a good time and celebrating their success. So be careful in your celebration and enjoy the holiday season. I want to acknowledge Randy Hughes. Randy, if you could raise your hand, he's in the far corner over there. He's the wonderful teacher who teaches videography over at Paloma Valley High School. And so again, this program is we're going to make a DVD out of it. And I want to recognize the students who've been here and working so hard. Our technical director is Stephen Maharis, audio engineer Justice Antonio, our camera crew, Antonio Corona, Jose Medina, and Matthew Jordan. Congratulations and thank you to Paloma Valley High School. So that DVD will be mailed home. After we're done here, students, we're going to ask that you pick up your bags. I think we're going to take a couple pictures at the podium, and the good news is the rain has stopped, and we're going to go outside and take a picture outside that'll be in a number of local newspapers, and we want to see all your bright, shining faces out there. And Mayor Mann, if you could stay, and Councilman Rodriguez, if you could stay for that as well, and Dorothy and Grant, we'd like you to be in the picture as well. So, with that, again, I thank you for coming today. I know it was very difficult in the weather, but this kind of event just makes my day, and I know many of you feel the same way. Students, on behalf of the Chambers of Commerce of Menifee and Paris, congratulations. Everybody have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.